Welcome, 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 my lovelies. Welcome back, yes again. So this, I hope everybody is well, and also cheers. Lovely. Okay, so in today's video, I just seem to be really busy at the moment, constantly. And it's really annoying having to go to sleep at night. I'm sure some of you feel the same. So it's non-stop. On to the next video. Well, I'll tell you what I'm doing in this video in just a minute, but what I will tell you first is a couple of things. A few of you lovely family members have been emailing and sent me photographs of your work, different rooms and things, which I really wanted to just put up here or whatever on videos, to show people, to show everyone, our family, what other family members are up to. But at the moment, on this video editing program that I use, it's reasonably new, and I've only just managed to learn to get videos out to you and put words up now and again. But I haven't actually managed yet to put a photo on somewhere on the screen while I'm talking, like I used to do in a program I used years ago, which doesn't work with the laptop that I have now. I will work it out. I'm sure it's easy to do if I really think about it, but at the moment when I put one of your pictures on, it just fills the screen and it takes the sound out of the video. So as I'm talking, I'll say, oh, this is so and so's house, and then as I'm talking it will just be a picture of the house and you won't be able to hear me, and then when the picture goes off you'll hear me and see me again. So that's not good. I know I'm not extremely professional in my videos like some of the big guys, which is fine, absolutely fine, and maybe I should be a little bit more. I don't know. Who knows, and really, who does care? We all love other people for everything they do, for who they are. So yes, I'm not going to become high tech at the moment, that's for sure. But anyway, so I apologise at the moment for not putting any pictures up of your lovely rooms that you've been sending, and it's so great to see other people's work, and I can go into their little world and look in their rooms and imagine being there, and how some places in different countries, when you look at the photo you can just tell it comes from another country. Even in the dollhouses, our tastes and styles differ from one to the other, and I love it. Absolutely brilliant. I welcome that. The more different, the more variety we have. So the video today is, I hadn't planned on doing it because I've got so much other things that I'm doing at the moment, or so many other things. But I am going to stop and do this because I've come to a waiting game with my other videos. My commission house at the moment, I've got the owner, she's coming at the end of the week to see us, and her friend is coming too, and we're going to discuss finishing off the rooms, discuss plans and things before I can carry on, because that's not completely decided yet. So I'm waiting on that to happen before I can carry on that video. And also in the middle of it, I am doing a ceramic video where I'm showing me making vases, firing them and what have you. At the moment they are all in the kiln, and they are bisque firing at the moment. So when you see that video and you see the bit on the video where they are going into the kiln to be bisque fired, you'll know at that point I was actually making this video that you will have already seen, but just to show you how I constantly are overlapping between videos. What I did want to show you was when I do come to glaze the vases and everything, I make the little ceramic biscuits out of clay. You can do them any shape, any size that you want. The last one that I made a big round and then cut it into like a cake shape with a circle in the middle, and that was the circle, and then there was all the bits going out, and then those you can just spread out on your kiln floor or on the shelf and put your vases on, and that's to stop them sticking to the main kiln shelf, because once that's happened it's a real pain trying to get that off again. As you can see, this was 3 vases on one of the biscuits that I can't use anymore, and that was from my previous firing some time ago now, but they would have been really nice, some of these with the colours, but as you can see they've pulled completely on the actual biscuit itself. So I obviously had put the temperature on wrong for this glaze, and well, maybe left too long, but I remember writing something down at the time of what not to do again. So I keep that up on my shelf just as a reminder when I am firing my vases, because if they all went like that, and I've done about 50 or over 50 vases at the moment in the kiln, all coming to you soon, guys, or I'll be showing you very soon. I don't want to open the doors of the door of the kiln and they've all stuck. That would be more than a disaster. So anyway, so that's ongoing at the moment. I shall carry on filming a bit of that later on when it's at the next stage. But in this video, I'm going to do the miniature Art Deco. Oh, let me get sorry about that. I was just looking for the instructions. I'd forgotten where I'd put it. But this is the miniature. I'll just show you a picture. The miniature Art Deco house that the lovely Kathleen sent us from New York. Absolutely brilliant. So excited. I didn't realise I was going to be able to do it this quickly, Kathleen, if you're, I'm sure you're watching, because and I've just noticed the video is sort of on a slope. It looks like I'm going to slide out in a minute. Probably it won't stay in position, but there we are. That's better. Is that better? I hope so. I don't want to give anyone motion sickness. So so if we take these out, yes, I didn't know I was going to get round to doing this so quickly, but because I'm doing 2 other videos and I have to wait for both of those videos before I can do any more to them, I thought I would take these pieces out. I could carry on and do more than finish the roof and everything on the main Art Deco house, but I am very excited to get this done. So, and I know a few of you commented to say you're looking forward to seeing what I do with it. So I was thinking of really of just putting it all together and painting it either white or keeping it very understated and very calm. I'm kidding. Me understated. Calm maybe, but not understated. No, you know, guys, I love colour. Absolutely love colour. Even with what I'm doing in the interior of the guy's house, is all about colour. So I've been looking on different images on the internet, and I have actually come up with, I've been looking at houses and street buildings in Miami in Florida. Yay! With all the sort of ice cream colours. So I've been sort of holding the front of it together and looking where everything lies and thinking that could be this colour, that colour, this colour. It's going to be colour on colour, and I want it to be a celebration of the Art Deco period, and sort of a nod towards Florida as well. Why not? So I've got a load of colours here. None of them are the exact shade that I want, so I'm going to I'll just pause or switch the camera off for a minute, and I'm going to mess around with lots of different brushes, lots of paints, add in bits and pieces, and I want to get the colours right, and then I'll make a small batch of each colour, so we can just start painting this up. That's just the boring bit of mixing paints and things. But I'll get that out of the way and then come straight back to you. Hurrah! I can't wait. Right, okay. I was going to give you the mixes of colours that I'd mixed up to make each colour, but I've realised now they come from 5 different sources, 5 different makes altogether. So it would be a lot to collect to get exactly the same colours, but you just mix up the right blues with white and yellows and reds and whites to get the shade that you want. Right, so what I'm going to do first is put the front of the building together, how it's built to start with. I won't glue it just now, but now I've put that together I shall get a pencil here, and I'm just going to draw lines where the 3 pieces come when they're glued, just to give me a rough idea. So I don't want to paint each piece a solid colour, because then it's paint on paint on paint. So the less paint you put on and more wood, it just is neater in my mind anyway when you come to gluing it together. So I was going to do blue at the front of the building. I'm not sure if I need to add water to these paints at all, but I'll try and put them on thinly, and I'll sand each time, each coat that's done, I'll sand it once it's dried. I don't know if any who will know what I'm talking about, but it reminded me, it's probably not the same building I've been looking at, but it reminded me the buildings in Florida, in Miami, of the Birdcage movie, which was a really good movie, one of our favourite movies, and that was set in Florida with these coloured buildings, beautiful buildings. I'll give them one coat, let them dry, sand them, and then if I want to change the shade slightly, I'll go over it. I'll mix it slightly different when I do the next coat, or if I'm happy with it, I'll leave it the same. So and as usual, I'm trying to go as neat and tidy as possible. It's the finish that counts, especially on a small object like this. Any big mistakes, you would see them easily. Right, I won't thicken that up anymore, I'll just leave that to dry. Look at me being all posh with paper towel. Usually if I'm not filming, I just grab the t-shirt and dry it on the t-shirt. Bless. Right. This is a lovely, very ice cream colours, I call them. Very ice cream. I shall just do some of it and then we'll edit for you so you don't have to sit with me for too long. How exciting. I absolutely love when you start on a journey and you don't really know yourself where it's going to go until you get there. And like I'm always saying, if you're not happy with when you get to the end of your journey, you can redo it, you can rewind, you can sand things down, recolour them. It's no big deal. When years ago when I lived in Scotland, and I was with a previous partner for so many years, Um, we used to travel backwards and forwards to a couple of different cities, and one of them you had to drive on the motorway, and you passed the it was an actual diner. Usually we just have motorside places that you can go in, and they're rather crowded, lots of different places to eat in, similar things as to they have in America, and I'm sure other countries. But this on the main road, you just pulled in, and it was just a diner all on its own, and it was called the OK Diner. And we stopped there once, and then after that, every time we did this journey, we had to stop at the OK Diner. it was so themed that if you didn't look out of the window, then you really thought you were somewhere in the States. It was absolutely brilliant. In fact, I remember we went when we were on holiday visiting family in the States. I may have already told you, I can't remember. But we went to a diner on the when we were staying with our relatives in New York, and we went to a diner on, I think someone will know what I'm talking about. It was the I-84, I think, the I-84. We were near there, so we stopped at a diner there, massive, obviously much bigger in America. There's not enough space in the UK for things to be bigger here. And that was a fantastic diner. I had lobster. I remember it well, and they gave me a bib to wear, a lobster bib. It was such an experience. And then I had a New York cheesecake afterwards, and I can still see it now. And that was, I don't know, 20 odd years ago. Oh my God, it was just so delicious. I would want to eat all the time if I was living near there. Thank you, Kathleen. Really, what a wonderful gift. And I want to put photos up of John's pieces that you gave him, Kathleen. And they look brilliant in his house, in two of his houses. I shall try and work out how to get photos on, and then I can show everyone. Okay, I'm just sanding the bits that are painted. I just blow dried them with the hairdryer quickly. Sometimes with wood, especially thin wood like this, if it's if you paint it and leave it to dry, especially in the winter when it's colder, it can very often warp the bits of wood. So where it's cut along the grain there, the whole thing could bend if you paint it one side. Sometimes to avoid that, if you can, is to paint it both sides, and it stops it warping towards one direction. This one it's so small, I'm going to leave it inside. I'm not going to decorate it inside. Oops, let's take these out. Little paper clips here I'll use just to hold the bits of wood together. Let's get a couple ready, like so, and start putting this together. It's been painted and sanded 3 times now. I'll use a brush to put this on. It's quicker than using a cocktail stick when you're doing a big area like this. There we are. Just line this up. to go. Like so. And then put these together. Suppose it's overkill, but I could put another one on this side. There we go. I'll just hold that bit together. I'm doing it one at a time instead of laying all three on, just in case it's slightly out of alignment when it's all glued. I want to make sure that each one is perfectly straight. So I'll let that dry, and then we'll put the next piece on. Okay, so I've got the other piece, the blue piece on the front, gluing now as well. And I'm now putting glue. I'm using some tacky glue. Everyone knows tacky glue. Well, most people know tacky glue. And I'm applying this to the roof because we're going to have some kind of roof garden. Why not? The guys that own the house are going to have a roof garden, so they probably wanted a roof garden on this house, on their dollhouse. I'm not going to do loads on it, but it's just enough. Actually, I'll put this way, but just enough to give the idea. So line this up so I don't have to cut one of the edges. There we are. We'll just leave the grass to dry. I think it's going to look good. Okay, so I'm just putting all the side wall together, and now the little room dividers inside. Well, I'm not decorating it inside, these will just help to strengthen the build once it's all together. Just dab some little bits of wood glue on there. With these little kits, the instructions, they do advise you to do a dry build first, which I did. There's not many bits to it, so you could tell it was okay. But to be honest, it's just, I could put a bit of glue on there as well. To be honest, it's just the same as the full size kits. Doing as much of a dry build as you can, so you can see that it fits. I'll just put these wall dividers in. And then sand it down so I know that the wall is flat there, the floor is flat there. Now I'll just let that bit dry, and then I'll put the put this other wall on this side. That's finished, and then the roof will go on at the end, and then I'll think of something to put on the roof. Hurrah! I can hear John Boy outside. Is that John Boy outside? Call out hello to the family. I think he's taking washing in. What? So I can hear. Need another toothpick. It's like doing an little operation when you're working on tiny miniatures. A lot of breath holding. There we are, that's that. I won't be able to see you, darling, the camera's down on here.
Hello everybody, hope you're okay.
Yay!
It's a very hot day on this Monday morning.
Yes.
Which is nice because it makes a change to see the sunshine.
Nice for us, isn't
Definitely,
it? Yeah.
definitely.
Hurrah.
Oh, carry on.
Oh,
okay, bye everyone.
Carry on. Carry on. Right, okay. Now I'll put some glue around the edge of the roof, or the roof garden, as it may turn into. Hopefully, I don't know. I've got an idea. I've been going around the garden looking for bits of growth, and I'll do something. I'm just going to make it up as we go along. And we have some grass on the top. So, okay. Oh, you guys want to see it so far? I love the pink standing out on there. I'm really so pleased. That's fabulous. Right, okay, so let me put this over here. So, I'll go and wash this brush, and then we'll do something. Okay, so I just want an impression of a roof garden. I'm not actually going to make an entire roof garden. I have realised doing these little bits that I wouldn't be very good at doing 144th scale properties and decorating them. It's just, you make something, you think it's small enough, and then you go smaller and smaller. This is going to be, I'm attempting to make a palm tree to stick on the roof. I've never made one before. I just looked at some Google images of palm trees. I've got different thicknesses of florist wires here, and there's a very, very fine one there. So I've been using bits of that. I suppose there's many ways you can make leaves. You can make them with cardstock. I'm using double masking tape that I'm just sticking together and then painting it on both sides. And then I'm just putting the wire inside. I'm drawing a shape of a leaf, and then I'll cut it out with the craft knife. And we'll just see what happens. I just mixed a couple of shades of green. It doesn't really, I haven't looked into exactly what shade palm leaves are. I'm not a purist. That's great for people that are, but I don't have the inclination, we'll say. I can't be bothered. Who cares? So I'm just doing what I think might be a palm tree leaf shape, and we'll see what happens. You can use aluminium as well. Just cut out the shapes and paint them. You can paint aluminium, and then you could bend those into shape, the leaves. So that's another material you could use. But I'm just, isn't it funny how we always go quiet and concentrate when we're doing, especially when it's little bits like that. And like I say, some of us tend to stop breathing for a moment or two. And then pull the excess away. And we're left with little shapes of leaves, general shape. I'll leave this one here, and then let me just grab one of these and do some little, I'm just cutting from the base of the plant leaf upwards, not down. They would be coming outwards, just looking at images and how leaves are usually split like so. And then I'll just do some really fine cuts. Yes, I wouldn't like to be making things for 144 scale buildings, because this is when you do this for half an hour or so, you realise how much easier that is to do 1/12. 1/12 is huge compared to these. But what I might do, if this looks alright, is attempt to make 1/12 scale palm trees and put one up on the roof of the actual house, which I think would be really good. A baby one on this house and a full-size one on the other house. Let's get a cocktail stick and just sort of bend it in one direction, I suppose. I don't know, I don't care. And then bend it backwards on itself. And then I can just splay the little cuts out. It's going to give the impression of a palm tree. I don't know how easy that is to see, but I'll glue it all together. I'll get these little twigs I'm looking at in the garden, so I'll use real twigs, and then bend the leaves and glue them on the top of the trunk of the tree, and we'll just see how that goes. I shall carry on, do this, and then I'll just super glue them to the little bits of wire, just cut them short, bend them at an angle and super glue them to the little twigs, and that's basically all I'm doing. So I'll just get that finished so you can see it finished. I'm quite looking forward to this little miniature palm tree. Okay folks, so after it took a little while making the palm tree, just to make it look like a palm tree. It looks like a palm tree. It could be a lot better. But anyway, cheers. I'm having loads of tea at the moment. What's new? So I'll show you. I finished the of course I added a bit more to the actual build itself. I stuck some extra bits on it, because looking at the pictures again on images on Miami, Florida, along the strip opposite the beach, some of the buildings there were absolutely amazing, and so I thought I'd add a bit more to it, so I shall show you. I ended up just doing one palm tree, because it's just to give an impression that there is a roof garden on top. So I shall show you the finished piece. There we are. I don't know if that's in scale, not in scale, who knows, who cares. I know the guys that own the Art Deco house behind me, I know they'll love it, and they will put it in one of their rooms as soon as they start decorating and dressing their rooms. But there's their little garden on top. I could add more things, excuse me, I could add more things on top, and maybe in time I will. But at the moment I'm just going to leave it like that. And I just super glued the tree straight onto the grass, and it stayed extremely well. So I shall bring it down here. I'll just show you quickly on the worktop so it's not moving around with my hand. Just let you see it properly. So as I put it down to film, I realised I hadn't glued the base on, so I have now put a bit of wood glue underneath and stuck the street level on, and it just finishes off the front edge of the house. Hopefully you'll agree, it's quite pretty. Very, very pleased with it. Okay folks, so I hope you like this little video of doing this kit. I have to thank Kathleen again. Mwah! Thank you, Kathleen. That's so kind of you. I'm just so chuffed. So chuffed. I didn't realise you could get the miniature houses in an Art Deco house. I had actually looked at the Kensington Fair the last time we were there, but couldn't find one. But I have one now, so it will go somewhere in there. I won't say where yet. I have a feeling it may go up in the beach house type thing at the top, but we'll see. But I need to get more of this finished before I can start dressing it. And thank you, Kathleen, for making me even busier than I thought I could be. I'm doing 3 videos at the same time now at the moment, but this one is it's a wrap, as they say, and I shall carry on with the other 2, and very soon they will be out also. So thank you once again. It's a glorious sunny day here, probably not as hot as it is with some of you people around the world, especially across the pond, but it's warm enough and sunny enough for us to sit in, except I'm not sitting in it. I've got the doors of the workshop open and I am busy, so I shall carry on and enjoy my work day. Until next time, speak to you again soon. Take care, look after yourselves. Bye everyone.